Hey, how's it going, guys? Angel of the Night here. We are back again with battle number 4 from the Grand Challenge 2025. And, you know, guys, with Regulation H being out for some time now, there's a lot of interesting things coming out of the woodwork. And if you're taking a look at this team that my opponent Sean has, there's a Scyther over there. Now, the only thing I can think of is maybe this thing has got an Eviolite, maybe it's got Technician. I don't know for sure, but this is one Pokemon that just completely throws me off guard. Okay, we're leading off here with our Tauros and our Amoonguss. We got the Intimidate off on the opposing sides, and then of course there is going to be a Terrestrialization on Sean's side. That is going to be the Scyther. And this Scyther is one of those Pokemon that I underestimated. Let's just put it that way. I completely underestimated the Scyther. They've gone in for Tera Dragon. Now, I can only assume that they want to be able to resist any kind of fire-based moves that might be coming from this Tauros, and that's kind of why they went for that whole Tera Dragon. We ended up going to go in for the Terrestrial of Fairy, so that way we can try to resist something from that Sylveon. But then the Scyther goes for a Dual Wing Beat, and that is actually a Dragon-type move. So that leads me to believe that they are a Technician Scyther, going with Dual Wing Beat while being Terrestrial Dragon. That is a pretty interesting thought, and I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't even think or consider about using Scyther, and any Scythers that I tend to go with now lately, I try to throw them off by making them special attackers. I know it seems kind of dumb, but anyway, it throws people off. Anything you can do to throw people off nowadays is kind of what you should do to try to pick up the KO, pick up the win. Now, mind you, there's still some, pretty main Pokemon to use as the standard sets, but some Pokemon, like this Scyther, just is completely wild. So anyways, there's the Dual Wing Beat. That is actually going to be able to pick up the KO on the Amoonguss. And like I said, at this point in the battle, I'm like, what is happening right now? Like, I wasn't even thinking about the Technician aspect at this time. And, the fact that this thing is going to be able to resist every move that my two Pokemon had is pretty wild. So, anyways, we got two of our Pokemon knocked out here into this battle so far. My mind is running a mile a minute. I'm completely lost over this friggin' Scyther, guys. Like, this thing threw me completely off. Dual Wing, Technician, Scyther, Tera Dragon. What is going on? So anyways, we come in with our Mouse Hold. We come in with the Annihilate here, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, we're going to go for the Population Bomb. We're going to try to get something out here. And with the Annihilate, I'm thinking to myself, well, I can go for Rage Fist. I can go for Drain Punch. I could go for the Bulk Up. What's my best play here? And realistically, I kind of debated more so on the Bulk Up aspect. So that way I can try to raise up my defenses and my attacks, but I kind of knew that I had to get some damage off onto that Scyther right away. We went, I think it was into Rage Fist, so that way if I did take a hit, if it somehow was faster, I'd be able to dish out more damage to it and maybe pick up a KO. Population Bomb actually worked for us here this turn. Sylveon is knocked out. And now we are seeing the Dual Wing Beat Scyther here once again, doing a massive amount of damage. Now, I was really hoping I was going to be able to survive, but that's definitely not the thing. They ended up getting a crit, and Annihilate is down. So this Scyther is just running wild in this entire battle, and just taunting me, man. Just taunting me. So, Sean now brings in his not Scyther, but Snorlax. And of course, Snorlax is kind of a big, bad Pokemon. If I stayed him with not going towards Snorlax, I know Scyther would have picked up the KO off onto the Mouse Hold. I didn't think that Scyther would have Protect, and that's just kind of leaving me open to the Snorlax. Okay, there's the Protect. Here comes the Heavy Slam, and of course there's a huge disadvantage there because, the bigger the Pokemon, the more damage that Heavy Slam does. And of course, I'm thinking to myself, what is my best option for a win here? And realistically, I probably should have gone in for the Population Bomb into the Snorlax, but we selected into the Scyther because it was kind of personal at this time, and luckily for us, we actually managed to pick up that KO on that Scyther. So, Snorlax is still onto the field. It does have the capability of going for the Heavy Slam here once again, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to be able to pick up the KO onto the Mouse Hold, and that is another loss in the Grand Challenge. Unfortunately, it is so tough, guys, but we are not done yet. There's plenty more battles to come.